The Trump administration is once again going after a certain late-night comedian, ramping up pressure on Jimmy Kimmel, ABC, and ABC's parent company, Disney, in an unprecedented push that critics warn is about retribution more so than any real policy. Today, federal regulators ordering a review of all station licenses owned by ABC. The Times calling the FCC's action an extraordinary move as it intensifies efforts to punish major media outlets for their coverage. It comes just a day after Trump renewed calls for ABC to fire Kimmel over a parody of the White House Correspondents' Dinner. That segment aired 2 days before the events of Saturday. Here's the portion that Trump and the First Lady objected to.
Our First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow. You know, Melania's birthday is on Sunday. That's right. She's planning to celebrate at home the same way she always does, looking out a window and whispering, "What have I done?"
Last night, Kimmel returned to his show and defended the joke while also condemning political violence.
It was a pretend roast. I said, our First Lady Melania is here. Look at her, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow, which obviously was a joke about their age difference and the look of joy we see on her face every time they're together. He's almost 80 and she's younger than I am. It was not by any stretch of the definition a call to assassination, and they know that. I've been very vocal for many years speaking out against gun violence in particular.
This is round two for Trump and Kimmel. ABC pulled Kimmel from the airwaves for 6 days back in September. It followed pressure from the Trump administration over Kimmel's comments about the killing of Charlie Kirk. His suspension faced massive backlash. Hollywood heavyweights like Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep, and Jennifer Aniston, all backing Kimmel. Many people showed their support by canceling their Disney Plus accounts, too. And it's not just Kimmel. The president likes to take credit for the cancellation of Stephen Colbert's show. In his second term, he's gone after a whole range of networks, newspapers, and media figures, from The Times and CBS to The Wall Street Journal, BBC, Disney, and more. Joining me now is Jason Selvig, actor, comedian, and one half of the political comedy duo, The Good Liars. Jason, it's good to have you. I think I remember talking to you around the first Jimmy Kimmel versus Trump battle royale. And there was this joke on Twitter about how much resentment some people had over the fact that this administration had put them in a position where they were having to say things like, protect Jimmy Kimmel.
I stand with Jimmy Kimmel.
I stand with Jimmy Kimmel. And I guess I'm back there again today. Are you surprised?
I mean, am I surprised? No. I mean, Donald Trump has like an enemies list. We know that. I guess I'm surprised with just the reaction of the American people after the first round of this. Trump is using the federal government to go after late night comedians. It's so silly. It's all because he can't take a joke. I mean, these comedians are making fun of him. He's the president of the United States. Late night comedians always make fun of the president. And he is so sensitive that when the crowd laughs at him, he can't take it. And look, I'm on Jimmy Kimmel's side. Like, he is making jokes about somebody who should be made fun of. Like Donald Trump, he acts like he's this big, tough alpha guy. And then he puts his name on buildings, his face on buildings, his face on passports, coins, the Trump cards. But then he picks a fight with a late night comedian, several late night comedians, over jokes being told about him. And I do think it's a little strange that Donald Trump has been harsher on Jimmy Kimmel than he has on Ghislaine Maxwell. He's had worse things to say about Jimmy Kimmel than Ghislaine Maxwell. He wished her well in 2020 and kind of like brushes off the questions about pardoning her. It's a very odd thing. It's a very odd use of presidential power to be like, this is the major problem with the country right now. Late night comedians, even though gas prices are over $4 a gallon. It's very, very strange.
So I have to ask then, so, you know, you work in this space, you are a comedian, and you are very much in the political fray. I mean, you go to Donald Trump's events. Have you found yourself over the course of the last year, like self-censoring, editing a joke? Because, I mean, even though it's funny, I guess, to laugh at it, he's trying this whole thing again. It's probably actually going to like give Kimmel another boost and bump and add another tail to his career. But like, he is trying to persecute comedians in this environment.
No, and it's very strange that he's doing that. That this is the use of presidential power. It's like we've got the midterms coming up right now, and he thinks that the biggest issue is late night comedians and building a big ballroom. Like that's his pitch right now, which is very, very strange. But me personally, like I think Donald Trump, he's surrounded by people who are trying to protect his ego like more than anything. And I think that's funny, and I think it should be made fun of. So I don't think it's like this is like a heroic thing, but I think most comedians are looking at this now more with Donald Trump and rolling their eyes at him, being like, we're doing this again. And I think all the polls are showing that the American public kind of feel the same way. That they're like, this is what you're doing with your time. We're at war right now, and this is what you're doing with your time. It's very, very strange.
Well, it did not stop Attorney General Blanche and Kash Patel from coming forward today about a seashell post by James Comey.
Taking a picture of that and putting it on there. Meanwhile, there were right-wing pundits who had 86-46 and posted that before. And I don't know, are they going to go after them, too, for threats against Joe Biden? I'm not holding my breath for that.
What do you think it says about who we are as a country right now when you have this story of the sort of comedians under the microscope right now? At the same time, after what happened on Saturday, we have a country like awash in conspiracy theory. And I ask you about those two things in connection because to me it sort of reads as people are trying to escape into these different spaces, whether that is a joke or whether that is like this rejection that the world and our reality could be this crazy that instead you are going to live with a tinfoil hat on. And I'm curious if you see all these things as connected too.
I mean, I think it is all connected with everyone losing their minds a little bit right now. And I think we've gone to a lot of Trump rallies and we talked to people who would say conspiracy theories like JFK Jr. is alive and well. Sometimes JFK Sr. is alive and well. Biden was replaced by a body double. Somebody said Biden was replaced by Jim Carrey.
The greatest hits.
Yeah, the greatest hits. But now I think we're seeing some stuff on the left where it's the jumping to the conclusion of it and then accepting that as fact before seeing the actual facts. And I think that's a little scary because to jump to that conclusion within a few minutes of a news story breaking, that's not healthy. I think you want to take everything in and think about like what actually happened and see the facts of it before you jump to a conclusion and say some outlandish conspiracy theory is true. So in a way, it like reminds me a little bit of stuff that I've seen at Trump rallies when you see some of the really out there conspiracy theories on the left.